the property X of P2 and the property Y of P2. So if I run it, as you can see, I got here 1 and 2 because the P2 is 1 and 2. Okay, so this is basically an object. Okay, as you can see here, this is at this level, this is the things that I want you to know. Now, let me ask something. Let's say that I define P4 will be equal to P1. Let me give you a half minute to think. What, my question, try to think, what will happen here? What will happen here? Look at the code.
You will have two objects pointing to the same memory space?
Yeah, brilliant. That's right. Then I will got this. This is P. This is the P4, yeah? Now P4, as you can see, is its value is P1, yeah? I didn't create another object. So actually, P1, P4 will get the same value that P1 has get. And P1 get the value of this object on the memory. Now, most of the listeners ask me, Joseph, what is this line that you draw here? The line here is simply a kind of an abstraction of this things. Then I will return to explain what I meant by P4. Let me just give here. So let us say that this object in the memory will be in memory location 666, okay? Now this P1 will be, its value will be 666, okay? And because in Python, which is not a computer-related programming language, it is not like C++. In C++ or C, the memory address are abstract. Sorry, not abstract. Are what we call are not dynamic. If you build an object there, then the same object will remain the same memory location until we destroy it with the same address. But here in Python, now Python has what we call a memory allocation manager, okay? So Python can handle each time we are building new objects, he can handle where this object will be located on the memory, and this doesn't matter for us as a developer, so it doesn't matter for us. So Python now will decide that these pieces of these pieces of data will be in this location. So when we say in our code that P1 is equal for this, okay, for this point 2D, now Python will build this object and will give it this location, which will be stored in P1. Now P4 will hold in our program the same value of what P1 is hold. So this means that P4 will get the value of the memory, the same memory. So in order to not dealing with this memory addresses, Python has a special terminology which called a soft pointer. This is not a hard pointer, it's soft pointer. A soft pointer from us as a developer will be understood as a memory location that Python can change it anytime, depends on the situation. So now we can draw a line from here, not to here, to here, which means, as Christiana said, that two objects are looking at the same location, or two variables, that's more correctly, two variables are looking at the same location. Let me ask, is it good? Is it a good way?
No.
Why?
Because it's a pointless. It's pointless. Yeah. You already have a reference for that. It just causes confusion.
Yeah. Say it again, please. Say it again to our group.
Did I?
What's mean? It's while it's mean now I can access that same object in using using two variables, and that's not secure. There is topics in software engineering which called secure coding. This is not a cyber. This is a secure coding. This is a way or an approach to write a secure coding. Me as a software engineer, this is the time that I explain that. So this is not a good practice for secure coding to have two variables pointing to the same memory location. So what I mean by that, so now I can say P4 dot x equal to 9, but at the same time, dot x equal to, let us say, 8080, and P1 dot, let's say, x equal to 88, okay? And if I wanted to print now, okay, P4 dot x, and at the same time, let's say that I wanted to print, okay, P1.x, what I will get now, okay, let's clear the output here, okay, I will get the same value. Why I got here the same value? Sorry, maybe I will type 77, okay, and let's run it again. Okay, so why I am getting 877, even though that at the level of object P4, I changed the x value for 88. So what's happening here actually is the following: P4.x equal 8080. That's mean this is, sorry, I forget P1, P4, yeah. So this is P4.x will be now 88. Now, back to our code, P1.x, which is this, is 877. So coming back here, the 88 will not remain, then will be, okay. Now, if we print P4x, we got 877, and if we print P1x, we got the same result, which is demonstrated here. This is P1 looking here. This is P4 looking at the same place that P1 looked. And in this way, this is a not handy way to work with. So this is not good, okay? So this is, please try to avoid this kind of programming. But this helped me, okay, to demonstrate for you an object. Okay, is it that clear? Okay,
yeah.
Friend? You can ask me. I think if all of you have some experience with object-oriented programming, so in this case I can be sure that all of you are understanding me now. But if someone, please don't, you can ask me. Okay.